So I spent 19 years of my life with no self-belief. I wasted opportunities. I wasted literally years of my life wanting to do things, but only really dreaming about it, not having the confidence to do it. And honestly, I felt like an absolute loser, wanting to change my life, wanting to improve myself and my life. And I only really dreamed about it, but never had the confidence to actually do it. I knew that my life had to change. I remember obviously sitting there for hours per day watching or really binging YouTube videos about self-improvement and improving my life. And the problem was I was really taking zero action. And I remember just feeling so behind in life because all my friends were excelling in life, getting better jobs, going to the gym, and just improving really their whole life. And of course, scrolling social media, there's the endless feed of people being successful and doing things that I only really dreamt about, but never really had the confidence to do it. And motivation didn't work. Discipline disappeared the second that things got hard, and every mindset hack just felt like a complete waste of time and just felt completely pointless. And the dream of really changing and improving my life just felt like a pipe dream until I actually reverse engineered self-belief. And what I realized was I'd actually been looking at self-belief completely backwards this whole time. The problem was never about a lack of motivation. It was really about the problem of I was just wired wrong. And once I actually figured out how to wire myself properly and fix things which were kind of broken within my mindset, I was able to start my first e-commerce business. And this was a big step because this is something that I'd been putting off for months before. And I finally went ahead and did it. I also started the gym after about 6 months of just completely putting it off. And of course, I started building in public on social media, like I am doing now, which I'd honestly been wanting to do for about 3 years, but again, just never really had the confidence to do it until I actually wired myself properly and kind of reinvented my mindset. And after spending about thousands of pounds and hours learning about self-confidence, mindset, and self-belief, I really came across 4 secrets that can actually help you become more confident than about 90% of people that I'm actively using today that you can just simply copy. Okay, so secret 1. So this is creating your anti-vision. So pain is a lot more motivating than trying to chase pleasure, right? So it kind of goes into the old story of the rat with the cheese and the mouse trap. It would rather run away from the mouse trap than chase the cheese. And, you know, I'm not calling that humans are rats, but we are very relatable to that. It's a lot easier to run away from a vision that you don't want, a life that you don't want to live, opposed to chasing a life that you do want, just because pain is a lot more motivating. And I think when you don't have an anti-vision, you're really only looking at the cost of doing something, but you're not actually looking at the price of staying where you are and staying in the same place that your life is right now. And for most cases, I can definitely tell you that looking at the cost of doing something, the price of not doing something is far greater than the cost of doing something. Okay, so on to secret 3, and this is to stop waiting for motivation. So no amount of motivation will actually change your life unless you start, because I see this all the time and I experience this as well, where we always feel like we need to have confidence to start something, but honestly, that's not how confidence works. Because you can't be confident at something that you've never done, right? Confidence isn't built before you do something, it's built with proof of doing something. And it really comes when you start to build small momentum in what it is that you're doing. So when you're waiting for motivation and waiting to feel ready, it's really just procrastination, because you don't need confidence to start. You just need to start, and once you actually start and build up that small momentum, even just like the tiniest action, you're going to build a proof of what you're doing and build up that confidence, Okay, so on to secret 3, and this is to feel the fear. Now, most people avoid this feeling at all costs, but honestly, feeling the fear and embracing it is honestly your secret weapon to changing your life. I honestly thought for the longest time that successful and confident people actually never felt fear. I just thought they kind of did things just feeling confident at them all the time. But I was completely wrong in that regard, because successful and confident people 100% feel fear and scared in certain situations for sure. But what they've learned is they've just learned to embrace it and do things despite of the fear and just feel the fear and do it anyway. And learning this was really powerful because obviously I feel like a lot of people, including myself, get caught up with fear, and it becomes this like mental block where if I feel fear doing something, I'm not going to do it. But just because you feel the fear doesn't mean that you don't have to do it. Fear is just a feeling that every single person gets. So you don't need to avoid it, you simply just need to embrace it. And ultimately, my point is, the more that you kind of embrace this discomfort and the fear of doing things, the easier it actually gets. Like talking in front of a camera, a year ago, this would have nearly felt impossible for me. But here I am doing it, recording, 5 to 10 minute videos. They're short, but I'm building myself up and 100% gaining the confidence in this kind of aspect of my life. And yeah, I just want to drive that point home. I never could have done this without actually just kind of learning the art of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Okay, so secret 4, and this is to start small, not big. So if you feel unconfident in doing something, don't do it. Do a smaller part of it. So about 2.5 years ago, going to the gym felt really uncomfortable for me. Yeah, I actually go about 4 times per week now and actually feel terrible if I don't actually go. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I didn't actually initially throw myself into the gym. And this can 100% work. If you do throw yourself into a certain situation, you will 100% kind of just adapt to it. And it will just get easier over time. But starting small is not a bad thing. And this is what I did when I started going to the gym. So instead of throwing myself into the gym, I actually started just working out at home to kind of build my inner confidence in working out, because I'd never really properly done it or committed to a kind of workout training schedule, right? And working out at home, starting small, kind of allowed me to build the confidence and the proof that, I actually can do this. And from that, obviously, I built up the confidence to finally go to the gym. But I only built that confidence because I started small and not big. So that is the end of the 4 secrets of how to be more confident than about 90% of people. If you enjoyed this, of course, leave a comment about, what you actually found useful, or if you're already doing any of these things. And please feel free to subscribe and even give me a like. I would really appreciate that. But if you enjoyed this, I'm posting about once per week. So stay tuned and I will see you next week. Thank you for watching.